These are the guys whose job it is to protect the superstars and who put their bodies on the line to do it. That's why we're breaking down the most intimidating tough guys today on The Lineup. Welcome to The Lineup, the game show where you won't win money, but you might lose some teeth. I'm your host, Adam Reed. Let's see who we have lined up. Welcome to the show, Jay Farrar. You are Anakin's brother.
Yes. No, yes. He's my brother.
Oh, he's your brother. Okay, yeah. So that's something that's been running in the family for a while, I gather.
That's correct, yeah. He's like a clone, a bad clone of me.
Wow. You are also a radio personality who was once told by Larry King that you suck?
Well, he didn't exactly tell me. Instead, he wanted it to live forever. When I asked for an autograph, he said, "To Jay, you suck at radio, Larry King."
Wow,
yeah.
Wow.
Words to remember. It's hanging up above my bed.
One thing to remember is the work that you've been doing on videos. You're a hip-hop artist whose songs have been featured on Crave TV's Letterkenny, the movie Barbershop, and you also got to work with Jay Baruchel and Viggo Mortensen in a music video. What's all that about?
Yes, my video tribute to my beloved Canadians. We got the best of great Canadians fans, including my boy Aragorn, Viggo Mortensen. Happy to have him.
Welcome to the show, Team Blue. You guys are facing off against Team Red. Kevin Jardine, welcome to the show. You are a talented musician. You had a chance of playing with Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. You even recorded a song with Chuck D from Public Enemy and Run DMC. That's pretty cool.
Yep, very cool, yeah.
And the ultimate question, metal or rap?
Metal.
Metal. There you go. Love that. Tommy Grossman, you are a movie producer. You got to hang out with the great one himself, good old Wayne Gretzky, while all of Brantford was waiting. What was all that about?
Well, it was for his statue award and ceremony, and actually Wayne was hanging out with me. Yes. And the guy just wouldn't stop talking about pee-wee hockey and his players eating popcorn on the bench.
That must have been very frustrating to listen to.
Yeah, it was really frustrating.
All right.
Wayne's that guy.
Yeah. Wayne's that guy.
Wayne, great one.
Welcome to the show, teams. Over the next 3 periods, our teams are going to engage in a battle of knowledge and strategy on their way to creating a list of the top 10 most intimidating tough guys. The hockey pros at WatchMojo have selected 20 players who they feel are most likely to make this list. Gentlemen, this is your draft pool. You'll find a hodgepodge mix of prolific fighters, notorious body checkers, and even some tough-as-nails superstars. Just for fun, we're going to hide the names of 2 picks. Those are our wild cards. You can pick them at any time. We've also selected a player who we feel is most likely to be at the top of the list, and that is our MVP. He's off the table for now. Team Blue, are you guys looking for sheer intimidation and toughness, or does player ability factor into your decision in terms of who you're going to pick?
I think player ability does factor in. I think size does as well. So, intimidating, it's kind of specific, but it's kind of not. When you look at intimidating, you're thinking about guys who are soulless. There's nothing behind their eyes. And those are the guys that will be merciless when they're hitting you. So, a combination of all.
You got to have some hockey smarts.
You got to have
on my list, you got to have hockey smarts.
Team Red, you agree with that?
No.
Not at all. Pretty solid. We don't agree with anything they say.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
No, they got to have the killer instinct on the ice. They got to really go after the guy. Nothing barred, nothing held back. Just go for it.
All right, let's see if you guys have the killer instinct. Let's get started. In the entry draft, each team will have a chance to pick some players to get them started. They'll have 10 seconds to make each selection. We'll go back and forth, playground style, until both teams have their first 3 players. You guys won the coin toss, so you get to go first. Who is your first pick?
Our first pick is none other than Zdeno Chara.
Big Z!
Yeah. Zdeno Chara is the kind of guy who the orcs call his name before he goes onto the ice. Like, Chara. And he just throws them out of the way and then eats his opponents.
Right. Second Lord of the Rings reference, yeah.
Good pick. Your counter pick, wild cards are up there. Maybe you want to roll the dice early on in the game. What do you think?
Counter pick, Scott Stevens.
Scott Stevens, known for his devastating body-checking ability, with some of his most famous victims being Paul Kariya, Eric Lindros, and Ron Francis, had the most penalty minutes of any hockey player inducted into the Hall of Fame until Chris Chelios overtook him at 2,785 penalty minutes. Nice counter pick. All right, your second pick.
We're going to go with the big man himself, Bobby Probert.
Bobby Probert.
Yeah.
All right. Good old Detroit days.
Yeah, that's a guy. I mean, a lot of people wanted to fight him, and then a lot of people, after they fought him, didn't want to fight him.
Or don't remember fighting him.
Lots of regret.
Lots of regret after that, yeah.
Team Red, your counter pick.
We're going to go with Domi.
Domi.
He's got the belt.
A Leafs player, huh?
Yuck.
Leafs player.
He's good at beating up fans who fall into the penalty box, but that's about
What's he supposed to do?
That's why we spray water at him. Come on.
That's why we picked him.
Ruthless. Yeah, ruthless.
All right, that was a ruthless pick. Team Blue, your pick.
I think we said that we were going to go with our boy, Knuckles Nilan.
Whoa. Who
Yes,
you know
sir.
personally?
Yes, this is out of pure nepotism. I work with Knuckles, and I don't want to pay the price when I go back to work tomorrow, so I made sure that he's on our list.
Survival is key here.
One of the greatest fighters in the history of the game.
Very good. And your final pick, Team Red.
Terry O'Reilly.
Terry O'Reilly.
Bloody O'Reilly.
All right. Well done. Well done.
The shoemaker.
All right. Team Red, just out of curiosity, now that our first 3 picks are done, is there a place for big hits in the NHL in today's era?
Yeah, of course, there should be. Like, when Scott Stevens used to line up guys across the blue line, that's what hockey's about. These penalties for hits to the head and stuff, yeah, I get it. But when you have your head down coming through the neutral zone, you got to expect to get just destroyed. And that makes hockey fun and exciting.
And Tommy, real quickly, how important is the role of the enforcer in today's NHL as well?
Well, it's diminishing, unfortunately, and so players are taking cheap shots. And we have to agree that Don Cherry has a point. You need the enforcer out there.
My goodness, what happened there? Let's spit on Wayne Gretzky and then prop up Don Cherry.
Teams, you guys are off to a kick-ass start with 3 strong draft picks, but that was a walk in the park. Now it's time for the next round, game night. If our teams want the best possible players for their next 7 draft picks, they'll need to rely on their hockey knowledge because game night is all about trivia. Every time a team answers a question correctly, they get to draft first. The first 2 questions are on a one-on-one trivia showdown. Whoever buzzes in first gets to answer. If they get it wrong, the other team can steal. If neither of them get it right, the person who buzzed in first wins the round and gets the pick. All right, Jay, Kevin, step on up. With his many accomplishments, it's easy to forget that Gordie Howe was widely considered as one of the most intimidating players in his day. So, your question is, what is a Gordie Howe hat trick?
A goal, an assist, and a fight.
That's correct. Well done.
Why'd you fake me out like
I just wanted to do that. I know. I always love doing that. Team Red, well done. Excellent.
you. Way
Absolutely.
to go, Kev.
The irony is he actually only had 2 in his career, believe it or not. Do you know who had the most of them throughout their career? Rick Tocchet.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm not surprised.
18
I was
of
going
them.
to say Kevin did.
Head back to your positions, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Good
Let's pull
job,
up the
Kevin.
draft pool. You get the right to pick first. Who's it going to be?
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe.
Fitting.
Yes, not a lot of guys know that he was pretty intimidating. He was ready to fight any guy. So well picked. Well picked. Good pick. Team Blue?
Good pick, guys. What do you think? Hurry up, quickly. Okay, we'll go Rob Ray.
Rob Ray
Yeah.
owns the Sabres franchise record for most penalty minutes, 3,207 of them. His practice of removing jersey and shoulder pads during his fights gave way to the Rob Ray rule, in which that practice was banned.
Guy's
Good
got
pick.
his own rule.
His own rule.
What do you think about
I got my own rule. You're going to lose.
Oh, wow. That's not a rule. That's
The rules of the game, Tommy, Anakin, come on up.
Get over
Question number
there.
2.
go beat that sociopath.
You gonna take that
I
from
like
him?
the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does the hair look
Why don't you
underneath?
concentrate on your work then?
As a professor in a university.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know, I'm scared of these guys. They're
it's-
pro fighting.
These guys. All right, gentlemen, let's get serious for a second. Which physically dominant former Oiler, Penguin, and Canadian was a deputy leader of the Green Party of Canada between 2010 and 2013? Team Blue.
I have no idea. I just buzzed first.
Okay.
All right.
George Larac.
You're going to eat your words. George Larac!
Thank you.
Team Red. Well done. George has been a vegan since 2009 and has campaigned to shut down puppy mills in Quebec. Well done. Go back to your places, join your partners, and we will once again bring up the draft pool. Wow, well done. You see that
Losers.
cockiness? You see that cockiness, Team Blue?
Don't slouch.
I can't believe we're essentially made of the same genetic material. I can't
It was the hat comment that got you.
All right, Team Red,
nervous.
you've earned the right to pick first. Go ahead.
We'll take Vlad the Impaler.
Dave Schultz.
Sociopath.
Dave Schultz.
2 cups, and he has his own rule as well.
Absolutely. 2,294 penalty minutes, holds league record for most penalties in a season. 472 penalty minutes, known as one of the Broad Street bullies on the Flyers, nicknamed the Hammer. Good pick. Team Blue, your counter pick.
We're going to go with Georges Larac as sort of an apology.
To make sure your next time you bump into him is nice and friendly, of course.
That's correct. Yeah, for a guy who doesn't want to eat animals, he certainly ate a lot of humans in his time.
Well said, well said. For these next 2 questions, we're upping the stakes. Instead of getting 1 draft pick for a correct answer, teams will win 2. Also, the winner of this round will get to force a trade on the other team. So they could take their least desirable player and swap it out for the other team's top pick. All right, I'll read out a question that will require a team to place 4 items in the right order. Teams can choose to play the question or pass it. Whoever plays it has 25 seconds to talk it through and put the items in the correct order. Being right wins you the next pick. All right, this question is for you, Team Red. Rank these NHL rule infractions from the least severe punishment to the most. Before I give you your options, do you wish to play? Or you could just be generous and pass it over.
They know all about punishment, so they'll probably
No, we'll
wish
play
to
it.
play.
We'll play it.
Play it.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
play
gonna play it. Yeah.
Your options are slew footing, attempted spearing, spitting on the referee, and using the goalie stick. Your timer begins now. Team Blue, when enforcers drop the gloves, how personal do you think it is?
Oh, I don't think it's ever personal at all. I mean,
not ever.
Well, there are rare occasions where
But there's some guys who really don't like each other.
there are some guys, but for the most part, of course, they live by that code that we always talk about. And, they'll just, I'm not sure if they have beers together afterwards, but they always talk about that. It rarely gets personal unless a guy specifically targets a superstar. Then you're going to see it gets a little, it gets a little shady at that point.
Team Red, let's take a look at your order. We were asking to rank these NHL rule infractions from the least severe punishment to the most. You said using the goalie stick, slew footing, attempted spearing, and spitting on the referee. The correct answer is using the goalie stick, attempted spearing, slew footing, and then spitting on the referee.
I should have called
Side
Brad
note,
Marchand for that one.
Goalie stick is a minor. The attempted spearing is a double minor. The slew footing is a match penalty. And spitting on the referee, how many games?
10 games.
10 games.
10 games.
Wow.
That's correct. All right, unfortunately, you didn't get it correct. Team Blue, you've earned 2 picks, and you also get a little swap going on. Not too shabby. You guys are back in the game.
Yeah.
It's too bad you guys put it in the order of what you want to do to other human beings instead of the actual sociopaths.
We need your 2 picks.
Okay, let's take. We're going to.
Hunter.
Dale Hunter.
Dale Hunter, nicknamed the Nuisance and La Petite Peste while playing for the Nordiques. 3,565 career penalty minutes. Once suspended 21 games for separating the shoulder of Pierre Turgeon through an illegal check. Your second pick.
Goodness.
And he fought his own brother.
He did. That's awful. Stu, of course you would think of that. Stu Grimson, we'll take for the second one.
As if you wouldn't fight me. That's what's
No,
funny
I
about
would.
that.
I would in a New York minute. I would not hesitate.
All right, your counter picks, Team Red. You've got 2 of them.
What do you think? Let's take one.
We need your pick.
Take your time.
We're taking wild card number 1?
Wild card number 1.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you have earned yourself Marty McSorley.
Nice.
3,381 career penalty minutes. What's that reaction for, guys? Did you guys forget the wild card?
Running Marty forever.
Owned the unofficial title of Wayne Gretzky's bodyguard during the prime of his career in Edmonton. Career ended after his concussion-inducing on-ice assault of Donald Brashear with a stick, suspended him for the rest of the season, and saw him sentenced, get this, 18 months of probation. All right, good strategy there. Your second pick.
Give me 1 second. Let's take Matthew Barnaby.
Matthew Barnaby, Buffalo Sabres. All right. Team Blue, now that the 2 picks are done, you get that option of swapping out a player.
Okay, we'll take Marty McSorley.
So the wild card switches sides. All right.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you guys can have Stu Grimson. Enjoy.
Wow. Stu Johnson.
Yeah.
For Marty McSorley. How does that make you feel, guys?
I don't know. They got some cups and we got some jock straps.
Listen,
We just got owned on that one.
guys, thank
All right, you have a chance
You
of
guys are
redemption
really
because
nice.
this next question, the winner will once again get 2 picks, and they will then go on the power play, meaning they get to send one of their opponents to the penalty box for the next round. All right, this is for you, gentlemen, Team Blue. Rank these teams in chronological order that notorious agitator Claude Lemieux first played for them, starting with the earliest. Before I give you your options, do you want to play? Or you can just be kind and pass it over.
Oh, let's do that.
Hell with those guys. We're going to, we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do it.
Your options are Phoenix Coyotes, Montreal Canadiens, New Jersey Devils, Colorado Avalanche. The timer begins now. Team Red, is there a place for fighting in today's NHL?
Yeah, there needs to be. Yeah, you gotta protect the big guys. You gotta protect the McDavids and the Crosbys. You have to have somebody on the ice policing it, or it's all hell's gonna break loose.
Yeah, you were mentioning before, Tommy, that they're a dying breed. Surprising.
they're a dying breed, but sells tickets.
Yeah, well said.
That's the reality.
All right, Team Blue, let's take a look at your order. We asked you to rank these teams in chronological order that notorious agitator Claude Lemieux first played for them, starting with the earliest. You said Montreal Canadiens, New Jersey Devils, Colorado Avalanche, Phoenix Coyotes. That is the correct answer.
That's obviously the correct answer.
Nice, absolutely. And he had 2 stints with the Devils, but the first was in 1990. Lemieux was more than an agitator. He has 4 Stanley Cup rings with 3 different teams, including a Conn Smythe with the Montreal Canadiens. Nice job, guys.
Thank you very much.
You're on the right for 2 picks, and of course, get to send one of these guys to the penalty box. Let's start with your first 2 picks.
All right.
We're going to take wild card number 1.
Yeah.
Wild card number 1 was taken already. Was
What?
Marty McSorley.
Oh, it's gone.
However, wild card number 2 is what you're looking for?
Yes. Wild card number 2.
Wild card number 2. I was talking about Gordie Howe hat trick.
Yes.
Rick Tocchet is the NHL's all-time leader in Gordie Howe hat tricks with 18. He racked up 2,972 penalty minutes in the regular season play. Highest defensive totals were 109 points in 80 games in the 92-93 season, a year where he also got 252 penalty minutes. Good pickup.
All right. At
Your
least
second
you can
pick?
play.
Yeah, you can play. Second pick.
Cronwall or Bashir?
We'll take Donald Brashear.
Donald Brashear.
Yeah.
All right. Your counter picks, Team Red.
What do you want? Cronwall? Yeah. Let's take Cronwall.
Okay.
We want to get Cronwalled.
Yeah.
Let's take Neil. Because you're crazy.
Let's take Chris Neal.
Okay, great.
Take Chris Neal.
Chris Neal.
Yeah.
Beauty. All right. Gentlemen, the fun part of the show where you get to, I guess, send one of these fine gentlemen into the penalty box.
It would be my pleasure.
Who will it be?
It's a tough one, though, because they're both equally crazy.
Yeah. they have, yeah.
Let's send Tommy to the box. I'm scared of his endless vat of hockey
In
knowledge.
the box, Professor.
You're afraid of my trivia knowledge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Tommy, before you go,
Yeah.
you are taking 2 for the team. Get in that penalty box.
Get out of here.
Welcome to the speed drill. Teams have to answer 5 rapid-fire questions. Whoever gets more correct gets that coveted MVP pick. Teammates can work together on this one. Of course, one of our teams is shorthanded. The good news for them, though, in the case of a tie, they win. All right, gentlemen, every season there's at least one over-the-top violent body check, if you want to call it like that earns a suspension. Not all suspensions are so straightforward. For each of these NHL players or coaches, identify which of these actions earn them a suspension. Number 1, Jack Adams attacked a referee in the Stanley Cup Finals or showed up drunk to an award ceremony. Number 2, Ed Hospodar laced up his skates during national anthem or started a brawl during a pre-game warm-up. Art Ross tried to organize a rival hockey league or burned down the Westmount Arena. Number 4, Billy Taylor and Don Gallagher traded jerseys during intermission or bet on their own games. Mike Milbury hit a fan with a shoe or threw an octopus back over the glass. Okay, you guys have your answers locked in?
I think so, yeah.
Team Red?
We're good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Tie?
You good, Kevin?
Gets it done.
Good, Kevin. Kevin's all alone over there. I was going to ask him
all
how it
good.
feels, but he knows how it is to be alone.
That's harsh.
It's
Come
not
on.
harsh. He's not my friend right
All
now.
right, let's take a look. Jack Adams. Team Blue, you said attacked referee in Stanley Cup Finals. Team Red, you said showed up drunk to an award ceremony. Correct answer is attacked a referee in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Didn't show up drunk at award ceremonies in those days.
His wings, by the way,
That's what I figured.
his wings were up 3-0 when he got suspended for the rest of the playoffs, and the Leafs beat them in 4 straight after that. All right, next one, Ed Hospodar. You seem pretty confident on that one. You did this one quickly. So the options were laced up. Both of you said started a brawl during a pregame warm-up. The correct answer is started a brawl during a pregame warm-up. Very good. Prior to the game in 6 of 1986 finals, Shane Corson shot a puck into the empty net on the Flyers side of the ice, and Hospodar took offense in a big way. Question 3, Art Ross. You both answered tried to organize a rival hockey league. Correct answer is tried to organize a rival hockey league. Well done. And the Westmount Arena did burn down in 1918, and the Montreal Wanderers folded because of that. But it wasn't Ross's fault, of course. Question 4, gentlemen. Billy Taylor and Don Gallagher. Team Blue, you said traded jerseys during intermission. Team Red, you said bet on their own games. Correct answer is bet on their own games. Team Red.
Come on. Come on.
Well, I don't know.
Come on.
Did you put traded jerseys during intermission?
soccer?
I did do that.
What is
Was
wrong
it
with
soccer?
I thought that it wasn't. I didn't know there was a Black
God.
Sox scandal in hockey.
On a side note, in 1948, they were ejected from the NHL, and their suspension was only lifted 22 years later. All right.
When they were 70.
Gentlemen, it comes down to this. The tie. That's all you need. Tie or win. Here we go. Mike Milbury. You both said hit a fan with a shoe. Correct answer is hit a fan with a shoe. Well done. Team Red pulls it out, and you, sir, have just earned yourself that sweet, sweet MVP pick.
Thank
And
you
of
very
course,
much.
is
Thank you very much.
Dave Tiger Williams, the NHL's all-time penalty minutes leader, even when combining the regular season and playoffs, 4,421 penalty minutes. Well done. Wow. And you guys, Craig Berube. Yeah.
We wanted him more anyway.
The draft pool is now empty and the trivia is done. That's the end of game night. It's now time for the final countdown. Our teams are now back to even strength. Tommy Grossman, did you feel any shame going into that penalty box?
No, I didn't, because I didn't even know what the call was.
You need to have a conscience or apathy in order to, which he clearly has none.
It was a strategy.
and
It
we
was a
won-
strategy to let
That's
me
right.
answer all the questions because I
Right,
knew I could
okay.
spank these two guys.
Our teams will now rank their draft picks from 10 to 1 to create their list of the top 10 most intimidating tough guys. Teams, you have 60 seconds, and we'll see whose list is the ultimate. Your 60 seconds starts now. For fans of hockey fights, the bench-clearing brawl is a fable holy grail. A quick search on YouTube brings up brawls from the 1970s and 80s that are total chaos. Every player is throwing punches, coaches are tangled up, and the referees are helpless. Tempers boil over during, after, and even before games, and there's even stories of players climbing the glass and fighting fans. When was the last time we saw that? So what happened? Did hockey players suddenly develop an aversion to jumping the boards in defense of their teammates? Well, the last true bench-clearing brawl was in 1987 between the Boston Bruins and the Quebec Nordiques. The teams earned a combined 167 penalty minutes. The following year, the NHL created Rule 70.1, which stipulates that no player may leave the bench at any time during an altercation. Failure to abide by the rule results in a 10-game suspension as well as a hefty fine. Some might argue that tighter fighting rules means more room for skilled players to thrive. Whether you like the rule or not, kudos to the league for creating an effective policy. Oh, and if you really miss those epic brawls, there's always YouTube. All right, teams, time for the reveal. We'll start with Team Blue. Talk to me about your list.
All right, well, we're going to put it right at the top is Zdeno Chara.
Biggest man in the history of hockey.
Not only a great player, but a person that, wouldn't think twice about slapping in the face. And
then we have the big three, right? Like,
Dale Hunter, but not Dale Hunter number 7, really?
Yeah.
Ahead of Rob Ray.
Because we got so many great guys on this list.
It's so stacked that Dale
Probert-
Hunter didn't make the top 5.
Probert, McSorley, and Nilan. That's a 1-2-3 punch you can't mess with.
Any mistakes that you're noticing in their list and how they rank them?
Oh, stop it.
They made the list. That's their big mistake.
That's great. Well,
Stop it. Maybe we
All right,
should
well,
take it right
well,
now.
you're
we
trash
have
talking,
one.
so let's see your list. Let's bring up your list.
Our list,
All right.
list is epic. We got Gordie at number
You
1.
can't go wrong with Gordie Howe.
Yeah. That's a matchup.
Mr.
Zdeno
Hockey.
Chara and Gordie Howe.
We're not matching.
Yeah.
It's not about a match.
Yeah.
Gordie Howe touched the puck and you
Number
were
one
scared.
to
Listen,
number
if
one.
our team brawled your team, we'd clean you.
Listen, we got guys on our team that are not well. So there's
You
no
guys
way-
can
Speaking
relate
of
to.
not well, by the
So-
way, if your team's fought, who would win?
Ours. Hands down.
Hands down.
We wouldn't
Easily.
We just put Zdeno Chara. We wouldn't put any other
Yeah.
guy.
So
So
Zdeno Chara,
Send him out
it gets
there.
all of
Send
the
him
red
out
teams.
there and it'd be
Out there.
easy. Yeah, it's lunch.
Should we win the game on the score sheet and we win the game in the penalty box easily?
Well, you know what? Maybe you'd win the game in that context, but I got to give it to you guys. I think you guys did pretty good.
my
It's
God,
not-
that's
I'd say
great.
Team Blue.
What
You guys did
happened
pretty
there?
good. Team Red, you still did. Team Red, you still did a great job. Kevin, thanks for being on the show. Great
Thank you
energy.
very much.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
What are you working on?
I got a Slaves on Dope song coming out with DMC from Run DMC and Chuck D from Public Enemy. And in my studio, I work with lots of really cool bands. And we have some records coming out soon. A band called the Maxwells, Chair Wars. It's good stuff.
I'm looking forward to it. Well done. Tommy, you're working on a brand new project.
Yes, it's called Local Legends. It's a multi-platform project. The tagline is Skill Up Your Game. And so we're inventing a grassroots hockey game, a little bit of shinny, a little bit of ball
Nice.
hockey, everything, all of the above, and everybody's welcome to play, and we're going to go across North America with
Well
it.
done. Well done. Thanks for taking the time to be on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Team Blue. Jay Farrar, we'll catch you on the radio. What's going on?
Yeah, you can catch me on TSN 690 and CJAD 800. And of course, I have my podcast, The Farrar Side, that I do with my brother over here, and who Kevin used to record it in his studio. I'm not sure if he will anymore. I apologize for
You're
everything I
always
said.
invited to my studio, guys.
Thanks,
And
Kevin.
Anakin, a lot of stuff going on for you as well. Congratulations on everything. Where can people catch you? What's going on?
Thank you. The record is out. Leave it to us on Spotify, iTunes, and your favorite streaming source. And I'm actually putting together a album of all my sports anthems, which I'm going to put in one little neat package for everybody to go and pick up. Same streaming services.
The truth is, I'm just a goon with some cue cards. Tell us in the comments who you thought had the stronger list, and we'll see you next time right here on The Lineup. Check out more episodes of The Lineup here, and be sure to subscribe to Watch Mojo for more great videos every day.